This episode sat with me for a long time before I recorded it. I hope it finds whoever needs it today. Something is different. You are not sure exactly when it changed, but you find yourself making a decision, a small one, about something that does not seem important. And you notice that you made it for yourself. Not for how it would look, not for what they would think, not from fear or from the need to be chosen. Just for yourself. That moment, quiet, unremarkable, easy to miss, is one of the most significant things that can happen in a woman's journey. It means the pattern is breaking. Today, we talk about how to recognize it. And you almost missed it, because healing does not announce itself. We have spent the last several episodes looking honestly at patterns, what they are, where they come from, how they show up, and why they are so hard to leave behind. Today is different. Today is about the other side, the signs that the work is working, that something in you has genuinely shifted, because you deserve to recognize this. The first sign, and this is one I've watched play out quietly in so many stories I hear, you react differently to the same triggers. The situation has not changed. The person may still behave the same way, but your internal response is different. Where you used to spiral, you now pause. Where you used to chase, you now wait. Where you used to collapse into anxiety, you now feel something quieter, a steadiness that was not there before. This is one of the most reliable signs of genuine pattern work. Not that the triggers disappear, but that they no longer have the same power over you. You are no longer the same person who created the original response. Sign 2. What I've noticed is that your standards have stopped feeling like rules you have to enforce. In the early stages of this work, boundaries feel effortful, deliberate, like something you have to remind yourself to maintain. But when the pattern genuinely breaks, something shifts. The things you will not accept are no longer a list you consult. They are simply who you are. You do not tolerate certain things not because you have trained yourself not to, but because the version of you who would have tolerated them simply no longer exists. That shift from effort to identity is one of the clearest signs the work has gone deep. Sign 3, and this is the one that tells me the most. Calm starts to feel like home. Do you remember when we talked about intensity? How the highs and lows of an anxious attachment felt like love, felt like the most real thing you had ever experienced? The woman who has not yet done the work finds calm relationships boring. Not because they are, but because her nervous system has been calibrated to interpret anxiety as connection. When the pattern breaks, something remarkable happens. Calm stops feeling like the absence of something. It starts feeling like safety. You find yourself drawn to people who are consistent, who show up the same way every time, whose love does not require you to perform or pursue or earn. And rather than feeling bored, you feel held. That shift, from craving intensity to recognizing safety as love, is one of the most profound things the inner work produces. It means your nervous system has learned something new. That is not small. That is everything.
Sign 4. Here is the pattern I see over and over again. You choose yourself without the familiar wave of guilt that used to follow. You say no to something, and you do not spend the next 3 hours rationalizing it. You rest, and you do not feel like you have to earn the right to. You make a decision for yourself about your time, your energy, your boundaries, and you feel settled in it rather than anxious about how it will be received. This is self-worth operating from the inside rather than the outside. Not performing for approval, not seeking confirmation, just knowing. That quiet internal knowing, I am allowed to choose this, is the sound of a pattern breaking. And sign 5, This is the part nobody talks about enough. You start to see the old pattern before you fall into it. Someone new enters your life, and something in you pauses. Not necessarily with fear or suspicion, but with awareness. You notice the familiar pull, that particular kind of chemistry that used to mean everything. And you also notice, with a clarity you did not have before, that what you are feeling might be recognition rather than connection. You do not act from the pattern automatically anymore. You observe it first. That gap between the trigger and the response is where your freedom lives. You will not always get it right. The pattern does not vanish overnight. But the fact that you can see it, that you pause before you fall, that is everything. That is how the cycle ends. The pattern does not break all at once. It breaks in small, quiet moments that are easy to miss if you are not paying attention. But you are paying attention now. And that, more than anything else, is how you know. Which of the 5 signs are you experiencing right now? Drop it in the comments. This is the final episode of the Pattern series. Thank you for being here for every part of the journey. Something new is coming next week. Subscribe so you do not miss it. She is growing, and so are you.